All right, well, it's raining, and it's raining a lot today, middle of January, no less. And so, spending the day inside, didn't go anywhere, and there's been something on my mind that I've been thinking about, and that is this old baby right here. This is my Westminster Fender Strat copy, made in Japan, probably around 76, 77. And I got it around 1980. My parents bought it for me for $125 at the Long and McQuaid that was on Wilson Street in Toronto near Dufferin, right near De Havilland Aircraft, where I worked for several years. And I think it was my birthday present, I believe, at the time. I had a guitar before that. I got rid of it, and then I got this one. And this was my first kind of like somewhat decent guitar that I owned. And this was the guitar I used for my teen years, probably up to I was about 18 or so, and then I started moving on to other guitars. But this thing's been with me since that time. It's got sentimental value for sure. So as I was doing some research about it, I found out these things sell for about $300, $400, $500 online, at used outlets like eBay and Reverb. And I'm like, what? Really? Why? I didn't think these things were all that great or anything like that. And it's nothing special about it. In my eyes, I don't see why someone would spend that kind of money on one of these things. So I pulled it out of the closet and I'm checking it out. And, it's hardly been touched much in these last few years, so it does need to be worked over. I got a bad grounding problem on the wire, for starters. That's one thing. But so I'm plugging it in and I'm going through the system with it and see what it sounds like. And I'm going to compare it to my Fender American made Strat Deluxe that I play now, and we're going to see how they compare between the two. All right, so here's a little something from this old Westminster. Okay, that was the neck pickup. Let's shoot down to the bridge pickup. Yeah, it's got some bite in there. Let's try a clean setting of some sort. All right, just get a clean patch. I use Bias Effects pretty much as my pedal software. Get a kind of a clean sound here. Let's see here, 80s clean I gotta use. Back to the neck. Bear in mind, I have the strings that have been on this thing for about a good 20 years, I think. I don't have no reason to change the strings in this sucker. So, yeah, I think there's something to it. As far as the pickups are concerned, I'm going to say they're probably just basic ceramic pickups, but somewhere I read, I think they may have Alnicos, but I don't know. I don't think so. I'll have to look into that closely. But, if this thing had some nice new pickups put into it, make all the world of difference. As far as playability, it feels nice. I learned on this guitar, so I'm used to it, and the fret wear is nice on it. It doesn't hurt. It's very nice maple neck. It's got an ash body. I think if I change the tuners on her too, put out some locking tuners, they're not that expensive. If I put like $150, $200 in this guitar, it'll probably actually be really good. Maybe even a new bridge. So let's try now the Fender Deluxe Strat. So this is silver, my Fender American made Deluxe Strat that I got about 3-4 years ago now. And now I'm comparing BMWs to Chevys here a little bit, because this is pretty much not necessarily the top of the line Fender guitar at the time, but it's up there. It's got a lot of great features. And one humongous difference between this one and the Westminster is that this thing has humbuckers on both the bridge and the neck pickups, and that's massive in terms of difference of sound quality and stuff. But as far as playability, they're really very similar. It's got a thinner neck in terms of the back area, and maybe even a little thinner in width too. They do feel different. It's got a nice rosewood fingerboard, and I do like rosewood fingerboards a lot. And there's a sort of smoothness about it. And let's just see how it goes. So here's the bridge pickup on that lead sound. Okay, let's try the neck. No, what do you want? Let's try a clean sound. The bridge, neck pickup, sorry. So, like I said earlier, probably going to do a little upgrading to this guitar and bring it to a new life, a new lease on life. I mean, this thing is pretty old. It's got that vintage atmosphere about it, for sure. But back in the day, there was a lot of these Strat and Les Paul copies around, and they weren't like necessarily horrible guitars by any means, right? But in the 80s, you know, a lot of new generation of guitars were coming out. It was a time of a lot of discovery and sort of inventing new things, and it was a very exciting time. So something like this was really out of fashion, you know, and it pretty much couldn't wait to get a new guitar when I started getting older. But looking back now, I'm like, it really isn't that bad. It just needs a little bit of TLC maybe, right? I'll probably do a video on when I get this thing upgraded. All right, have a good one. Bye.